you for joining us here again at the 2024 CUSA Kickoff presented by Sideline Design. We're here with head coach Jamie Chadwell from Liberty, as well as student athletes Quentin Cooley and Quentin Reese. We're going to open with a short opening statement from Coach before we jump to questions. Those on Zoom, raise your hands, and we'll get to you after we're done in the room. Coach?
Yeah, thank you. On behalf of President Costin, Chancellor Falwell, and Ian McCall, our athletic director, we're very thankful to represent Liberty and be a part of Conference USA and going into obviously our second season here. Really thankful for the group of young men that we get to coach and the opportunity that Liberty gives our young men to be the best version of themselves on and off the field and continue to help them grow and become a champion for Christ. It's something that is very important to us in our institution, and we're very thankful we get to do that. This team that we have this year has a great opportunity to continue to build their legacy and what they want to be about. We have 40 new players that have joined our football program this offseason, whether that was in January or this summer. So we spent a lot of time this summer getting to know each other and implementing the values and standards that we're about. We got a great nucleus returning that has been a part of some big games and won a lot of games. But we're 0-1 in 2024, and that's our mindset. We're 0-1, and we have a lot to earn. We have a lot to go out and attack and grow with the group of young men that we have, led by the two Qs here that are great leaders for us. They're great players. But we've got a lot that we need to continue to build in our program as we're trying to obviously be a champion every year, but also we have huge goals of being the best version of ourselves and being the best Liberty that we can be. And we're excited about this conference and the teams that are here, and we know how challenging it is to be a part of it, and then we're excited to play a small part in the success of Conference USA.
All right, we'll open to questions, starting on the left in the front.
Coach Steve Richardson from Football Writers Association. Can you just talk about, there was, I think, skepticism maybe from some programs that a program like Liberty could get into the upper. And so does this reinforce, I mean, how does that make you feel moving into the future? Yeah, well, okay, yeah, we can. Or there is a path to get there, and it's just not some folly.
Yeah, well, I think any time that you're a relatively newbie to FBS, and then you're relatively new in your conference, and and our conference went through a lot of different expansion and different things of that nature. There's a respect factor, right? And you play who's on your schedule, and you can go out and handle those things. And what that I do hope that it shows if you go out and play well each and every year, or each and every week. And you have an opportunity to play at the highest level and compete in the highest level, and that's what our team did earn and our program earned. But I think it took a lot of challenging things because we had to earn some respect nationally, and I think the way that happened is not only for us, but I think also from our conference and the wins they had out of conference and the people they beat, and what we were able to do on a national stage. I think helped our team and our conference specifically be able to get to that New Year's Six, which is big. And now that it's happened, now that you can do that from our league, and hopefully it won't be the last time for us, and it won't be the last time for this conference.
A follow-up to that is that the expansion of the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Does that follow that you think you have a shot to make the playoff now because of what happened?
Yeah, I think any team now that it's our level, they all believe if they go and have a tremendous year, they got an opportunity to be that representative, and obviously I know our team believes if they can handle their business, that's out there, but not something that we're going to talk a lot about because we know that's not necessarily in our control, right? But knowing that you have an opportunity to play for a national championship, that's why these guys love that new video game, right? They get to go play it, and so they want that opportunity to play it against the best, and all of us now have that opportunity, which is good.
All right, we'll jump to Will Stafford on Zoom.
Hey guys, Will Stafford from WSET. Questions for actually Quentin Reese. Quentin, I know in the last year we talked, you and Austin Henderson started the Reap the Harvest Foundation. I was wondering if you guys did anything in the off season related to the foundation, or if you guys have any plans for anything that you might have going on for this year in the foundation, and maybe just an opportunity to kind of talk about what you guys and the foundation are about.
Oh yes, we had a camp a couple months ago that kind of allowed for us to incorporate just the love we have for Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and the love we have for the community as well too. We had a great opportunity just to run a camp. We had free live events as well, and just had all the kids come out for just drills and just being able to learn from us players one-on-one has allowed us to get back to the community, and we plan on continuing to do stuff like that in the future, whether it's at Liberty or at surrounding states where I'm from, which is Georgia, or where from Austin's from, which is in Tennessee. It's just a great opportunity to give back to the community.
All right, we'll jump to Ken in the front.
Coach Ken Capps from Football Writers. Going back to the respect factor, what's it going to take for Caden Salter to get the respect he deserves?
Well, he's obviously a tremendous player, and we believe not only best quarterback in G5. I think he's one of the best in the country, and I think for him to continue to gain that national respect, he's got to continue to play at a high level. And he's had a tremendous offseason and has taken another step from a development standpoint, which he needed. He's still learning. What's crazy? He's still learning how to play the quarterback position at a high level from a understanding of offenses and different things. He was in a new offense last year, and it took him a little while to figure it out. But once he got that, you saw what he's capable of, and he'll continue to play well, continue to do what he does, and put his teammates in position to be successful. I believe wholeheartedly that more people will recognize how good he really is, and he's got an opportunity to obviously do some special things here at Liberty, but as he continues to move forward in his career after this.
Coach TP Hammock with AHS FHS. You guys won the Conference USA. You went 13-1 last year. Talk about what it takes for coaches to be able to maintain that success, maintain that winning, so you don't have a fallback.
Well, I don't like the word maintain because I think you feel like if you're trying to maintain something, you think it's just naturally going to work. I think the challenge as a coach is anytime you have success, and whether that's expected success or unexpected success, the people that are returning that played a lot, they naturally think, well, hey, we did this once, we'll just do it again if we keep doing the same things. And I think it's a challenge as a coach is you really have to dig into why you won and how you did it. And it's not necessarily about, obviously, yeah, you outperformed a team here or there, but just what helps you be a champion. As I mentioned earlier, when you have 40 new guys, there's a lot of different things that you have to do to implement those guys into your standards and values of your program. We're obviously thankful for the season we had, but as I shared with these young men and our team, that was last year's team. This team's not earned one thing, and everything that we're getting right now is all based off of what happened last year. And if we have that mindset, then we'll get beat in this league really quick because there's a lot of good teams. And also when you're predicted to win the league, and then guess what? Everybody's coming after number one. And so we understand that as players. Our players understand, our coaches understand that. But it's getting everybody to buy into that. I think that's the hardest thing a coach has is meeting those outside expectations. But, the secret for us is our expectations are always that high. We might have not ever talked about going undefeated or those things last year, but our guys knew what a champion does every day, and that's still the man. That's what we're going to continue to hammer home every day.
We'll jump to the back.
Coach, Tony Thomas, College Football Dogs. Last year, y'all led the nation in rushing, and you returned the core of your rushing attack again this year. You lose C.J. Daniels to the transfer portal. How's that going to affect your passing game going into the season?
CJ was a tremendous player for us, and we wish him obviously a lot of success. And him and Caden were roommates, so there was a great connection for them. I do think that we have a lot of good players obviously returning. I think that receiving, there's good players there. They might not have done it enough for us or a lot for us, so that's going to be the question mark. I think gaining trust from Caden, gaining trust with those guys is the big challenge. Obviously, that's going through the spring and then the new guys that got here in the summer. But we obviously do have a great rushing attack, obviously led by Cooley here, Quentin Cooley. And so we got a lot of good young players there as well. We did lose some starting offensive linemen, so I think we're going to be a little different this year in how we go about things. But one thing, if we can find a way to run it, then that does open up our passing game a little bit more. But we have complete faith in the who we have in our up front, our backfield, and then the new guys there at receiver. We do have some returning guys that did well, but we need some other guys to really step up if we're going to be able to have what we hope the type of offense we're capable of having. Mm-hmm.
No other questions in the room. We'll jump to Light on Sports on Zoom.
This question is for Quentin Cooley. So there's only 2 teams in the entire nation that had a QB and RB rated 90 or higher for a duo, and you and Caden are one of those teams, and that's for Liberty. So what are your thoughts on being rated 90 overall, and how have you been seeing those clips of those trick plays that they've been using with you and Quentin? I mean, not Quentin, you and Caden.
I honestly think it's a blessing, honestly. I've been happy with it. I seen it play with a lot of people playing with me, and I feel like it's giving me a lot of recognition from around the world, different people. I haven't been seeing the trick plays, but I have been getting tagged in a lot of runs and stuff. I know me and Caden Salter, we always joke about the speed on the game. So every time we do a little jump, we always racing and workouts and stuff now. But he got it. I gave it to him. He got it. But I really love it. The kids get to play with me. It's a dream come true as every other player. Like Quentin's also in the game. So it's a dream come true. Everybody get to play with you, but it's a blessing.
We'll go to Bryson Gordon on Zoom.
Hey, Coach, this is Bryson Gordon from the Lynchburg News and Advance. You touched on it a couple questions ago. Just wanted to kind of hit on that factor of kind of being the hunter versus the hunted. You know, last year you were the favorite and you ended up winning the league. This year, everybody's kind of coming after you as you were the, undefeated team in the league last year. How do you kind of get that message through to your players that everybody's going to be giving you your best shot every single night you're going out there?
Well, I believe they understand that just because I think we were getting a lot of people's best shots last year, too. Once you start having the season that you have, as you go later in the season, you're getting more and more as if a so-called target, everybody's coming after that. And so the main thing for us is our whole mindset of our program is more about attacking and not defending anything. And I think anytime you're defending or you're maintaining, you're losing. And we talk a lot about we're going after something, and it's not necessarily a championship. Yes, we all play for that. But the purpose of why we're playing, we're going after for our team. They're playing for each other. And when you play for a brotherhood, when you're playing for somebody that you care about, you do whatever you can to go out and be your best for them. And our whole program is built on that value system of that. And so I expect, and with these players being leaders beside me, I expect them to make sure that goes throughout our program. This is why we do what we do. And then the results are, they'll take care of themselves from that standpoint. But that's going to be the challenge because it's natural, I think, to think that you've arrived. And the best part of any type of, journey that you go on is not the arrival. It's being a part of the journey and the trip along the way, and that's what we're going to focus on.
All right, we'll close out with Will Stafford on Zoom.
Coach, you touched on this a little bit ago, but we'll ask it a little different way this time. Last year, you guys went to the Fiesta Bowl. Great experience. This year, with the expansion of the playoffs, it's now a 12-team playoff. So this year, technically, if you made it back in, unless you're a top seed, you would have to go to kind of an away game first and then get to a New Year's Six. Do you think that, how do you think that kind of, kind of forms or shapes the G5s? Is this better for the G5s or is it worse?
Well, I think anytime you have a seat at the table to play, for a national championship being the playoff, I think that there's a great positive with that. If you go and you play somebody and you don't get the opportunity to maybe go to a bowl game, is that worse for some of the experience? Maybe your team gets the experience. Yeah, I think so, because part of the bowl experience is going out there and being a part of it. Like our bowl experience last year was unbelievable until the second quarter. And then then it went downhill from there. And so the part of the bowl experience stuff is a great thing. And so if we're going to have to enjoy the bowl experience, that means our G5 team is going to have to win that first round. And so there's a great benefit of playing for a championship and being one of 12 teams that have earned the opportunity to play for that. But I do love the bowl experience, and I think our players enjoy those things as well. So I do think there might be, if you don't win that game, there might be some people, and I'll say team that didn't that maybe have not experienced a bowl game before that'll miss out on some of those great experiences the bowl offers.